exactly were y'all experiencing in terms of fertility issues versus the kind of farrowing that you have now that you have a vaccination program?
So when I brought the herd in, we were struggling to confirm pregnancies. We were having multiple heat cycles, even if they were with a boar. And I called my vet and I said, we've got all these people that want all these pigs, and I'm not getting the sows pregnant. And if we were getting litters on the ground, they were weak. In other words, you had a huge span of, you had a few really healthy, strong piglets, you had some very weak, and then you lost 3 or 4. You even had some mummified piglets in delivery as well. So really, we weren't off to a strong start. So she worked with her community in the vet world and the pig world, pulling from the commercial industry, actually, because they're the ones that are doing the research that help us in the pastured world. And what we found is that we needed to implement a vaccine program. And in doing that, we're in 2022 now. So we finished 2021 with about 150 live piglets on the ground. That was, I think, 14 litters. We had 0 mummified piglets. We had 0 issues with that range as far as a really strong, healthy litter on one end and weak on the other. We were consistent all the way around. So that's how it turned around my farrowing program.
Amen. Amen. Ain't nothing wrong with embracing some industry standards
Mm-hmm.
because there's a reason why they do it.
That's right. That's right. There's things we can learn from them. And was uh, I was not that person when I started. I was like, that's big ag. Nobody needs that in their life, and that's not true. What they have done has been incredibly helpful. We also found that we may have had some fertility issues from mold on pretzels. So in working with Rico, he and I both were feeding our herds, as Rico Silvera, by the way, the founder of the AMBA. He had the original pigs, and he was feeding food scraps from the food banks, and I was doing the same thing. And what we learned over time is that those food scraps, like the pretzels that he was feeding, probably had a mold on them that you couldn't even see that the mold was on it. But that mold was something that would end up creating mycotoxins in pigs and would be a reason that they would be infertile. So the research that the commodity groups had done was that there was only one solution for that, and it was very simple, and that was to feed clay, bentonite clay. So that's what we added. We did, we probably fed 300 pounds of that. So every day, every pig here for a 3-month span got like a tablespoon of that top dressed on their feed. So we also did that to make sure that if there were mold toxins or really any other toxins, that would actually bind to it and they would poop it out, and we were done with that.
Awesome. I know even some of the grain mills, they might have a bad
Yeah.
year, and whether it's their fault or not, they might sell grain that has a lot of toxins in
Mm-hmm.
it or a high level of toxins, even moderate. And so that has adversely affected not just pasture pig growers or pig growers, period, but poultry as well,
Yeah. Yeah.
even cattle. And so just that little tidbit right there about using clay as a purifier and as a binder is really interesting.
Yeah, and I would think you could do it in other species as well. I got to put the disclaimer on that to talk to your vet, because I can only speak about the pig side of it. But my perspective on pigs is that they were bulletproof. Whatever you can feed them, they can eat, and they're going to make babies or make meat out of it, and it was going to be fine. And that is not true. And it has nothing to do with the Meishan. It is not a character weakness of the Meishan. It is just a pig thing, and it is a fact of that reproduction systems that you don't want to introduce mold at all to anything that's reproducing, that it can have a significant effect on your bottom line.